Hey everybody, thank you for joining this video. I just wanted to share some information with you that the pliedians are lying to you about Jesus not existing. Um, Jesus' real name was Yeshua HaMashiach. How I know this is a very traumatic story for some, and a lot of the information that I have, I apologize if it gives you PTSD. You do not have to believe anything that I have to say. The Pliedians back in 2013, there were mass channelings and they exposed themselves throughout it and the people that they spoke to involving reptilians. Um, in the Christian belief system of what demons are, actually do attack people. They feed off of your subconscious mind and they trigger PTSDs in order to cause schizophrenia. Um, the fact that you believe in a God and believe that Jesus existed, Jesus Christ, that name was created by the ancient Babylonians who turned themselves into the Pharisee, who are now the leaders of the world. They're a secret sect that you know now as the Illuminati, and they stole Satanism. They exploit it in a way that scares people away from the pagan religions because they influence demonic possession. Now, Lucifer, Satan, does not want to demonically possess his family. But there's also dark magic that I will be discussing that needs to be recognized and practiced safely because they have created a system that can actually cause you to be bumped out of your body. So my encounter with magic began when I became partially insane because of spiritual interventions with communication of extraterrestrial, which was bothering me in dreams. I've had alien abduction dreams, which I don't anymore, thank goodness, but I myself am a spiritual atheist now. So anyways, the Pleiadians are lying to you. The Pleiadians and Ashtar Command are two separate entities. Ashtar Command are the white Nordic aliens. Pleiadians are the blue extraterrestrials. How I know this is that I had to contact one in order to save myself from becoming completely insane. And anyways, so that being said, I started to practice magic. I became curious about Satan, and in the end, actually attempted to sell my soul. When that happened, Lucifer implanted a gray alien that I will be discussing this with magicians later. They know how to use these entities in the astral realm in order to obtain fame. So I was led to believing those were the steps that I needed to take, which contacting Yeshua after desperation, uh, he saved my soul. Yeshua was a real person. He, through channeling, told me this and taught me about how our world is actually influenced by this evil cult that runs Hollywood. They created murder. They created child rape. They created it so that they can have control over the masses through this thing called MK Ultra. So that was an old invention. During his time in his life, He actually was a speaker, he was a spiritual counselor, a medicine worker. He did not perform actual miracles of walking on water. So he was hated by the government of his time. And this is a lot to take in. Um, I know you don't have to believe this because I know it could shake a lot of people's faith. But there's proof through other people who have channeled him that he did exist. He is connected to this light energy of love, and he is still connected to the world through Christianity. He's literally, there's a part of him that's preserved. So after you die and you're collected, well, I know through the sun, that in the spiritual realm, the you that lived on this planet, your specific identity is collected and preserved. So when I channeled him and literally let him into my mind, heart, body, and soul, it was a partial possession that was voluntary, it was consensual. So as he saved me from this lack of knowledge that I had through practicing magic, I was attacked by parasites, and he told me what they were. I was curious because, my past experiences with the dreams that I had, it wasn't my fault. Like the uh, alien abduction dream, the great aliens team up with the reptilians in order to put you under mind control to scare you. And they are liars. They are the lowest of the low parasites, low vibrational. They feed off fear, they feed off pervertedness, they spiritually rape people. Pliedians have also been uh, exposed by a lot of people because of this as well. And I've noticed that those videos have been deleted from the websites online as misinformation because there's a big mass cult that's actually feeding in and joining Christianity. Christianity is a parasite. It is not our true religion. Our true religion is spiritual atheism, but us also being connected to the planet, we've created pagan gods that are simply thought forms that help us to balance masculine and female energy. So through Wicca, paganism, and also Luciferianism and Satanism, those are safe religions. Our highest religion is spiritual atheism at the top, called Luciferianism. These elite aliens that are controlling the world want you to be disconnected from the truth. They want you to be disconnected from nature and what actually matters most. And those are moralistic standards. They don't want you to focus on what the actual truth is because they have the opportunity to make you famous and intermingle you with the reptilians in Hollywood. So that is my experience. If I did not channel Yeshua after the attempt of selling my soul, I'd be dead. My body would be taken by what people will call me crazy, but they are called the body snatchers. What people believe in, child kidnappers. They believe in, that demons are the things that possess people in order to cause a pedophile to rape a child. That's actually a possessed body. That soul from that human is gone out of that body. They don't want you to know this. They should have been telling you this to protect you and your children. They literally, the pliedians want you to stay asleep. So like I said, the PTSD from what people get out of this to cause panic attacks, worry about, who you're actually sitting next to in public, could potentially be one of these monsters. We, as human beings, literally live in hell. So this cult actually, the Illuminati manufacture children, not through kidnap, but through the children that they produce. The ancient Babylonians, who are also royalty in every country on the planet. Um, and you notice in Hollywood, there's a lot of whistleblowers that expose the pedophilia. It's because it's their religion. And you can look this up as well with the Pharisees and their rituals, that when a child is born, they immediately put their mouth to their genitals. And I can expose that as well. Like I said, this can cause a lot of PTSD, a lot of hate. Remember to know to not, be afraid to go out in public. Do not be afraid to be yourself. There is a lot going on in the world, but you need to worry about yourself. Focus on your life to better yourself and your family. They are also Catholic. Catholicism is that religion. It can be practiced without the brainwash as well. Like you could be a Christian and practice safe Christianity, but you are under mind control, because they're teaching in the Bible that you are not your own master. You can walk with the pagan god Jesus Christ and still be a good person. Like I said, you don't have to believe what I do. You can call me a liar all you want. But I want you to notice the difference. If you pray to Jesus, try praying to Yeshua. There's a difference in the name that you're calling. He has attached himself to Christianity in order to help wake up the masses as much as he can. But the pliedians, who are Ashtar command, have buried this information, because my theory, and there's proof of it, that they're going to try to pull some kind of a false rapture. A false rapture with the new invention that Meta has created. And you can see this for yourself, that they have technology that they've had for thousands of years. This alien group has been giving the leaders of the world this technology, like piece by piece throughout the generations, in order to keep you dumb, to spoil you, to keep you distracted. Don't believe everything that you read and follow in the news, because it's hoaxes half the time, and a lot of those actors, they don't have souls. It's a body with what people would say is another alien species. It's not. It's a parasite. It's the lowest of the low. Like Yeshua is telling me as well. Like, he exposed the Talmud to me, and how to weed out these people, these monsters that disguise themselves in our everyday society. They're given rights. They're let out in prison. That should be the worst crime known to humanity, is child rape. That's worse than murder. And I don't understand or comprehend how these people can just brush it off like, oh, they can be forgiven, that's still a human being. No, that monster is a professional actor. And the only way to really, put these things in their place is if you catch them in the act. But should they only be given 30 years in prison? They should be given life and then euthanized, because if you let them back on the street, that's how the government is keeping fear. That is how they keep fear. And it's just a tragedy that these things are allowed to live amongst us. And it's because it's like their way of mocking you and keeping you in your place unto them, because they believe they own the planet. They believe that you are a product, and they can market you and your children and you'll, fall into what he was explaining. The system itself is a lie. It was created upon lies because they don't even follow their own standards. And what I was believing through the PTSD that I was having to get rid of this evil spirit that was attacking me, which I believe was a gray alien, um, you know, having fear, shame, guilt, and blame. They will talk to you and make you feel like you're lesser. Like people who are partially schizophrenic, a lot of people in Christianity would say, fanatics would say that they're demonically possessed or they have a demon and all this other stuff. It's most likely a conversation. I do believe in science, and it's just a really crappy situation with the pliedians. How can we scientifically prove that they exist as well? So this video is pretty much for those people who believe, and that's all you can do. Um, the Illuminati expose themselves in some symbolism. They attack children's subconscious minds in in Disney. And how they get a product out of you is when they achieve uh, you losing your soul. So if that child grows up and commits child rape, it's because they lost their soul before that. The soul ejected because a reptilian won. And these things, these parasites, there's even pictures online that I can try to find for you that show them literally stepping inside of people's bodies. And when they do that, they sit there and they mock you, they taunt you, they try to tempt you with these nasty thoughts and blame you for liking something perverted. They even attack gay people, so they like to feed on Christians. So to make you feel lesser than because you're gay. Anyways, you're not stupid, you're not a sinner, and they don't want you to know that. You're just a human being. So, yes, there's an alien force on the planet. It's not like a bigger alien that's smarter and more educated than you. It's that their weapon is schizophrenia. That's all. So people who practice magic, I know, do get bothered by these things. There's even shamans who create systems in order to get rid of these things. There's been countless events where they hinder spiritual people at the when the clock hits 3 a.m. Dead time is what they call it, because there's evil things happening in our universe. That's when supposedly they sacrifice children. They unfortunately do. There's whistleblowers. There's people, who escape mind control from the Vatican and Disney. They call out the pedophiles. They call out the cannibals. They call out the blood-drinking psychopaths who are a part of the Illuminati. So anyways, that is why Meta is the controllers of Facebook, and that is why they do not have a customer service, because if they did, you'd be able to call on a child pornographer and the cops would be on their doorstep probably that week. There's countless of people that have not been confronted that are walking amongst us right now. It's because the police are not doing their jobs. Why? So I'm here to warn you. Pliedians are lying to you. Yeshua was real. He's a real person. He was just a healer. I know a lot of Christians would say that, oh, you're just trying to lead people away from Christ and all this and that. You have to learn for yourself. You have to discover this for yourself and understand it's not your fault that you don't know the things that I do. You know, they know I'm here. They know that I love you, that I care, and you know, I've called the police on multiple events that are being exposed online, and nobody's doing about anything about it because they're following like sheep. And for those people who are in Satanism, you're a coward. You're a coward for not exposing Anton LaVey and all the other things that you know about. If you see a picture of a naked child being raped, you think it's artwork, or you see an animal being raped on somebody's album, and you say nothing. And also, yes, Limp Bizkit, the Chocolate Starfish album, come on, people. Why are people not standing up? And you say you know what Christianity is, and you're a big, strong Christian, but yet you listen to that and you think that it's cool. Why are you not being brave and having honor for yourself and your human family and standing up for those children that they're sexually exploiting on their album? Hollywood is dead. Hollywood does not care about you. They like to get them while they're young. And you can see that in kids' cartoons. The pliedians do not want you to know that Yeshua was real because they want you to be a spiritual atheist. That's what they try to lead you to. But they do not tell you the rest of the facts. How to center yourself, how to come back to source. If you know what source is, it comes from self. That is not like, it's not necessarily Satanism. That Satanism is supposed to represent the self, and it was invented after the Bible was invented. We literally had to fight to find this comprehension, but through pagan religions that existed before that, and different demons. Yes, demons are not reptilians, they're not the Greys, they're thought forms that we created. They're imaginary, tooth fairy, Santa Claus things that are real. If you call on them, they will come to you. They do not want to harm you. But if you're afraid of them, you're going to get negative results. That does not result in demonic possession. It results in hindrance. And what you have to do is command them to leave. Because if you do not, it will sit there wondering why I'm here or why it's there, and sit there and feed on energy that's around you. So you have to be brave, smart, know what you're doing. They're not going to sit there and feed off you unless you want them to. So anyways, it's as easy as commanding them to leave. And this goes for pagans, new witches. Be brave, be smart, know that you have full control of your mind, heart, body, and you can cast them out of your mind and subconscious mind. They're not literally in your home. When you call these entities in, you call them into your mind. Everything begins in the mind, and Yeshua taught me that. In order to get these entities out of my house, I had to get them out of my mind first. So everything begins in the belief system. The fact that you believe they're there makes it to where they're there because they know that you're scared. So now, I know there's going to be a lot of confusion. Well, if they're nice, then why would they linger? Why would they leave if you just want them to? You literally have to believe in yourself. As a master magician that you called on them, you have to tell them to leave, respectively. And they will. Now, I'm going to be talking about the ritual that happened to me and warn other people to not do this. If you think that selling your soul to Satan will bring you fame without offering, and this is what caused it all. Nobody gave me direction. I feel like an idiot, but I am one of the most fortunate people out there. I don't know if this has happened to anybody else, but they might actually be doing this in the Illuminati because they stole Satanism. They stole all magic. They used to, practice this stuff in Greece and give, uh, human babies to Pan. That's not what the gods want. That is not what the gods want. They do not want human flesh. They'll take your offerings. Of course, back then they had no choice. And the gods have an immense amount of energy because of these lunatics. So this is a tragedy amongst humans, that humans used to be heathens. They used to sacrifice animals, give their firstborn children to these entities because there was an alien that implanted themselves in Egypt and in all of the religions and ancient Babylonia and called themselves incarnate gods. Like, yes, an actor that they gave royalty, they gave them gold, and they said, well, these people are stupid and they're going to believe that you're Ishtar. They're going to believe that you're this person. And there's no evidence of it. But if you look back on how stupid and crazy these people were, fanatics, they would even sacrifice themselves as virgins for these gods. They're not evil. They didn't want this. So, anyways, the gods are thought forms. They can open realms when you pray to them. They can even bring you into their realm, and magicians know this. So if you're new to it, you need to understand the power, the amount of energy that they have. The system that also pliedians were supposed to explain is that our religion, our pagan religion, to take back our planet, was supposed to be Satanism. And thankfully, we have atheistic Satanism to help people to come back to reality. Because there's no God that owns you. You have yourself. Once you're 18, you become your own person. You're not lesser than any God. But Satanism is one of the most powerful religions on the planet. And by my own experience, Lucifer has been protecting me now. And there's a lot that I want to talk about in how he is not being worshipped like he should be in order to take back the planet. We're literally supposed to love him like he's a person, like he's our best friend. He's not getting that recognition at all. We're supposed to be giving him, the best stuff. We're supposed to have open altars to him. Like I said, he is a thought form. Our universe works in a very odd way. We have the sun, we have the moon. Those are forms of energy that our gods connect to. Yes, and even if you're a Christian, your pagan god, Jesus, is the sun. If you look into it, that does not mean that he's Lucifer. You do not have to believe that at all. All of these gods are separate entities. They should be respected as such because they're created in their own separate original way. But the Catholic are not teaching Christianity like they should. And I have a page called The Greater Christian Doctrine that I hope you guys come and visit. It's just basics. They're supposed to be teaching you live life by the golden rule. And, you pray, do the best you can, but why does all this evil stuff come back? Self-blame and all this other stuff is because of your subconscious mind. You don't know, but there's a lot of hate in all of us. A lot of hate, regret, sadness, and somehow through what we hear on TV and the expectations of who we want to be, who we cannot be, is because we're being overruled by Hollywood. They have taken our planet, they call themselves royalty, and they're like, oh, worship us. You want to be like us, and they flaunt themselves in these magazines and everything else because they want you to be just like them. They want you to be hurt and sad all the time because you cannot meet those standards. And guess what? Lucifer loves you just the way that you are. Your God loves you just the way that you are. And I'm talking to people who are Vikings as well, who are Christians, who are pagans. Your God and goddesses love you. They want to guide you. You are not perfect, but you know what? You should only be good enough for yourself. And I have a list of the 7 deadly sins and also the holy virtues is what they're supposed to be teaching you, because what we're looking for is self-control. What we're all really looking for is self-control. And where does that begin? In the mind and in your heart. That you need to know, regardless of what has ever happened to you, to respect the law, because they want you to be polarized. They want you to be affected. They want you to be offended so that you throw a fit and they can blame you, or they can, make you look like a fool. They're narcissistic psychopaths, and they want to victimize themselves and keep themselves victimized because you're their food. And this is also amongst the narcissists that feed off you in everyday life. Unfortunately, we are buried alive in these families that have narcissistic psychopaths and crazy people that don't even know that they're crazy because they're so indoctrinated that literally some of these narcissists are the way they are because they hate themselves. They're in competition with somebody else, and if they're not in constant competition, they have no life force because they were taught that they have to conquer. So, and I want you to know that if somebody loves you, they're not going to embarrass you in front of other people. They're not going to purposely tell you and degrade you after you try for them. They do that because they hate themselves. And a lot of people don't know they're being narcissistic because they hate themselves. And that's implanted in you because you did not make the mark and you let yourself down. And it takes a big person to admit those things, to admit those facts that, um, we let ourselves down all the time. And if you don't, want to be with someone and you hate yourself because that person that you're with doesn't understand you, like, people set themselves up because they don't think they're good enough to be by themselves. So they surround themselves with a lie. They surround themselves with all these things and force themselves to be with other people or the person that they're with because they have kids with them. What is that really doing to your soul? Oh, well, I'm a Christian. If we separate our family, my kids are going to end up just like me, not having a father. Why are you blaming yourself for that? Or, vice versa. If I don't stay with this person, they're not going to have a mom. You're not a sinner for wanting better. You're not a sinner, and you're not hurting yourself by wanting better for yourself. You think it's selfish to want to be with someone that understands you and loves you? Or to be alone? You could be that person for you, for yourself. And that's very, very hard, but we're in a world of polarity, a world of happiness and immense sadness. Immense sadness that of loss, and it's not even your fault. The world was set up as a lie to keep the elite in power, to keep narcissists in power because they're professional actors. They'll lie to you to your face. They'll keep secrets from you for years. Tell you that you're good enough and then turn around, cheat on you, or go to your friends and, metaphorically stab you in the back. You have to learn how you let yourself down is not having self-respect. And that is what Lucifer teaches you. That's what Jesus can teach you, but it's very hard in Christianity. I was attacked all the time in Christianity. I cannot believe that, the hypocrisy that happens. And I think it's because of the programming centers that all these preachers own, that's owned by the state. They pay these preachers to derail you. They are not teaching you life moral standards. You're called a sheep, and it's to attack your subconscious mind to keep you down. Call you bad. You're bad. Bad sheep. Bad. Stay down. You're not. You are an angel of light. You are a human being. Your soul is made of light. We are not of this world. We are here to love the planet, take care of the planet as caregivers of the planet. And this is what Yeshua taught me. You are your own God and master. The power of God is inside you.